right, baby, this is what we are talking about. NHL Network going out there and getting fan bases mad once again, because earlier last week, you had yourselves the list of the top 50 NHL-affiliated prospects released by NHL Network. Now, what I wanted to do, it's a pretty simple thing right here. I wanted to use some of the same formulas we have had in prior list videos. Go over the top 10 of each of these names that are listed on the NHL Network's list. Just go over each of the guys, talk about the ranking, talk about who was on, who was off the list, etc., etc., etc. This is a pretty interesting one because, as we said, top 50, right? So there are indeed 50 guys that are listed here, and none of them are Vancouver Canucks. So yeah, we can talk a little bit more about that in a future video as to whether or not the Canucks do have a top 50 prospect in the NHL. But either way, this is NHL Network's list of top 50, or let's just say top 10, because I only want to talk about the top 10 NHL-affiliated prospects. Before I get into that, though, a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video. Still spooked out by high wireless bills? Well, you're in luck because Mint Mobile could help you out. And they're partnering with me for today's video. You might already know Mint Mobile if you've seen those funny ads from Ryan Reynolds, who's also an owner. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network. They keep costs low because they sell direct to you online, cutting out retail stores and salespeople. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code if you're interested in the best value in wireless. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning-fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. They also have a modern family plan. It's super affordable with as little as 2 lines. Make the switch with their digital eSIM cards from the comfort of your own home. And if your phone isn't eSIM compatible, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. And now, as a special limited time offer, you can get their unlimited plan, which is normally only $30 a month, for just $15 a month. 50% savings. Use my link mintmobile.com/lego to get started, or click the link in the description, or scan my QR code. It helps out the channel. It only takes 15 minutes. It's really that simple. Okay, so before we get underway, here are the rules that are listed on the NHL graphic. This list is for players 25 and under with fewer than 25 NHL games and 15 games for goalies. These are the ones that are considered quote-unquote prospects. So it's pretty close to the Calder eligibility rules. Not quite there, but it's close enough. And kicking things off at number 10, so we're skipping out on the top 40 here, going over straight to 10 to 1, the 10th best prospect in the NHL according to NHL Network is the man whose wife's name you should keep out your effing mouth, Will Smith. Now, Smith being in this spot, not a surprise. He was fantastic with the NTDP, absolutely lethal playmaker, just such a strong driver of play. 127 points in 60 NTDP games last season, 20 points in 7 World Under-18 games too. Will Smith is a top 10 prospect in the NHL, and I don't really think it's all too debatable there. Moving on to number 9, it's a guy we've talked about a few times here on this channel, Boston College's Cutter Gauthier, Philadelphia Flyers prospect taken in the 5th overall spot of 2022's draft. So back-to-back top 5 picks in this range of the list here. Cutter Gauthier had 37 points and 16 goals in 32 games played last season for the BC Eagles. Also had 9 points in 10 games for Team USA at the regular World Championships. So Cutter Gauthier, big dude, power forward, strong skater, very good shot as well. Just a really great all-round toolkit, plus the size, plus the power forward-like qualities. He's definitely a lot more of a different kind of player than Will Smith is, but he certainly has his value, which is why he's listed here as the 9th best NHL prospect. The 8th best prospect in the NHL, according to the NHL Network, is David Jiricek out of the Cleveland Monsters. 6th overall pick by the Blue Jackets back in 2022. Jiricek just had a season for the ages, 18 years old, in the AHL, 38 points in 55 games played as a defenseman, and he was a point per game for Team Czechia at the World Juniors. Jiricek is just everything you would want out of a potential top 2 right-handed defenseman. He's big, he skates really well, he can make plays, and he's very good defensively. He is just all-round lethal, and when it comes to what Jiricek could be, this could be the ultimate replacement for Seth Jones on the right side, and a guy who, paired with Zach Werenski, could form a very deadly combo as the Blue Jackets get older and eventually mature into the playoffs. You have yourselves the 7th overall prospect in the NHL. It is Simon Nemec out of the Utica Comets, also a top pick from 2022, 2nd overall. Nemec is a different kind of player from Jiricek. Where Jiricek is a lot more well-rounded, I'd say that Nemec has more of an offensive side to his game. I feel like the way Nemec reads the game and how he perceives everything around him is a little bit superior to that of Jiricek's, but of course they are both just very, very good individually. When it comes to what Nemec could be, though, you're talking about a top pair guy paired alongside of the other defenseman in New Jersey that is going to be a top pair guy, also listed on this list, by the way. Be excited for him to pop up here. But for right now, Simon Nemec is number 7 overall on the top 50 prospects list. Moving over on the top 6, you have yourselves the Arizona Coyotes and Logan Cooley. Hey, big shout out to me. We just made the 1 year later video talking about Cooley and his success from last year to this year. He was the 3rd overall pick in 2022. He's ranked above Nemec in this year's top 50 prospects ranking, and for good reason, too. Cooley just had a season for the ages, 60 points, 39 games played in the NCAA, 2 points a game at the World Juniors as well. Cooley is probably the guy who I feel is going to challenge Connor Bedard for that Calder Trophy, mostly. But of course, this list isn't necessarily talking about prospects who are good right now, it's talking about the top prospects in the future as well, which is kind of where this projection comes from. With that in mind, let's move to the top 5. The 5th best prospect in the NHL, according to the NHL Network, is Simon Nemec's future line mate, Luke Hughes. Now, what's there to say about Luke Hughes? We've made so many videos about him and his family, older brother Quinn, older brother Jack. Jack is a fantastic player with the Devils already, and Luke, if he's able to go out there and hopefully bolster some of the same qualities that makes Quinn such an effective defenseman, Luke could be a top-of-the-line guy as well. Playing alongside of Simon Nemec, there is nothing slowing him down. He also had himself a great season, 48 points, 39 NCAA games, and he was a point per game pretty much for the regular New Jersey Devils. So, I get it was a small sample size, but Luke Hughes showed up in the playoffs, he played, he did well, and he also has a lot of potential into the future, so good to see the Devils on this list more than once. You have yourselves the top 4 now. This is where things get a little bit more recent, which shouldn't be too surprising. The 4th best prospect in the NHL is Matvei Michkov, and I don't think we really need to talk more so about this. We've been talking about Michkov a lot the past few days. He's been moving to center recently, and he's looked good in the process. So if Michkov can take a lot of that goal-scoring talent that he had, the numbers that bested out Alex Ovechkin when they were both U18 players in the KHL, then there really is no telling what Michkov could be at the next level. If he eventually becomes the KHL phenom that we all expect him to be in the midst of this contract with SKA St. Petersburg, then there's no telling to see how good he's going to be when he gets older. For right now, though, for a guy that is a little bit uncertain due to the situation in Russia and his contract status, having him at 4th overall is okay enough, and the guys on top of him, I mean, they kind of make sense as well. The 3rd best NHL prospect, according to the folks over at NHL Network, is Leo Carlsson, Anaheim Ducks guy, taken 2nd overall in the 2023 draft. The Ducks passed on Fantilli for this player, and maybe for good reason. He's been touted as the next Matt Sundin in terms of how he's able to play the game, his two-way efficiency, the way he creates offense, his puck skills. He's a very, very skilled player. 25 points, 44 games played with Orebro in the SHL last year. Leo Carlsson has all the tools to become a top-line center in the NHL, and the Anaheim Ducks are hoping that he's able to do that alongside of Zegras, Mason McTavish, and all the other folks they've got in their system. He is 3rd overall in this list. 2nd overall is yet another Columbus Blue Jacket. It is Adam Fantilli, the guy that we didn't really think would be taken 3rd, but he was taken 3rd because, as we had said, the Ducks passed up on him. Fantilli just had an incredible season in the NCAA, was the best player in the NCAA at 18 years old, posting up an astounding stat line, 65 points in 36 games played as a freshman. Only other freshman to win the Hobey Baker alongside of Paul Kariya and Jack Eichel. Those are 2 fantastic names. Paul Kariya is a Hall of Famer, Jack Eichel's a Stanley Cup champion, and a very good hockey player himself. So for Adam Fantilli, he's following in some very good footsteps, and for good reason too. He's a play driver, he's physical, he's tough, he's very good at scoring, and there really is nothing that you could count as a negative in Fantilli's overall profile. There's a reason this guy's a 2nd-ranked prospect in the NHL. He could become a top 6 player as soon as this upcoming year, and it shouldn't really be too long before he is the main center on a duo alongside of Johnny Gaudreau. That's going to be awesome to see. For Columbus fans, this is awesome for you. And then, no surprise here, moving to the first overall prospect in the NHL Network prospect rankings, it is Connor Bedard. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way we need to talk about this more than we can. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Connor Bedard could be the first-line center of the Blackhawks next year. He could be a sheltered minutes guy with the Blackhawks next year. It doesn't really matter because this is a player that is probably, I say probably, gonna lead the team in points. Right? He's that good. I mean, he's got some bodyguards to protect him. Corey Perry's going to be there. And you've got a supporting cast around him that is likely going to benefit from his presence. Lukas Reichel's a guy that I'm excited to see what he could be able to do. You also have Andreas Athanasiou, Taylor Hall, other depth options that could bolster up some good numbers alongside of Connor Bedard. But either way, I mean, he is number one. We aren't really surprised, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the NHL Network's top 10 prospects? Of course, this is a list of the top 50, but I didn't have 50 minutes to go out there and make a 1-minute analysis on all these guys, so top 10 will have to do. Maybe we could split this up and do a little bit more videos as the days go on about other guys in the top 50 or the top 40 or the top 30 or whatever. I don't know, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this ranking, though, when it comes to these top guys? Bedard, Fantilli, Carlsson, Michkov, Luke Hughes, Cooley, Nemec, Jiricek, Gauthier, and Smith. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.